Hi, welcome to Houseplants with Hosea. I am going to replant a Birkin. My Birkin is suffering from edema. Edema is when the leaves, they get brown and they get very kind of puffed up with moisture, and they die off. And my Birkin is not fairly new. It's about 8 months old. And I am going to take it out of its pot, inspect the roots, and find out and try to get to the bottom of why this is happening. I've had it for a while. It has not had any real growth. So, of course, when I brought it home months ago, I replanted it, and I have a tendency to look at instructions and look at recipes, but kind of follow them from my feelings. And so I hope I learned something from this experience. I hope we all can learn from this experience. All right, so sit back, relax, and let's see what's going on. So what's up with my Birkin? I kind of wish I had a picture of it when I first got it. But this baby has not done any significant growth. I bought it and I got into making my own planters around that time. And so I made this planter with great drainage, a little wick to pick up some, to pick up the moisture. Look at all that algae. So today we're going to take this Birkin out. We're going to smell the roots, and we are going to see why when you overwater it, some type of edema, I think the leaves get really soft. And we're going to see what is happening in the roots, and we are going to take it out of here. It's going to be put into there, and we're going to see if that works. And we're going to use straight Molly's aeroid mix. And I'm about to rinse off these, and this is going to be like my first 100% aeroid mix. And I'm going to see if I can save my little Birkin and if I can get some growth out of it. Let's see what's happening. You saw all the algae. And she's been in here for months and she just hasn't grown. And you know, I think I called this chunky when I did it, but looking at it now, I have a lot of moss in here. And maybe that's what caused the leaves to become so saturated. It does not stink. And 8 months ago, I was just beginning my career in plant parenthood. And looking in here also, I bottom watered it a lot. And today we're going to go for a straight Molly's aeroid mix. It's a lot of new growth in here, but it wasn't doing too bad. But I just think with the sphagnum moss in here, maybe that was a problem. And like I said, when I started this 8 months ago, I was mixing my soil from the heart. So I probably put that moss in here thinking it would retain a lot of moisture, which is not what I really wanted to do. And then that would explain like why there's so much algae inside of here. Overwater. I'm not an overwaterer. And I don't have root rot. So much of the sphagnum moss was just stuck on the roots. So I just think that probably just held too much moisture. So, literally, what have we learned here? But just really dying, and we're just really moist. I don't know how to describe it, but just moist and melting away, literally. So I took my Birkin, and what I discovered once I took it out was that, let me put it down here, this is my mix, and probably 9 months ago, I can't remember what I was doing 9 months ago, but 9 months ago, I mixed this together, and it looks pretty chunky, but I added to that mix a lot of sphagnum moss. And I'm sure if I'm thinking about what I was thinking back then, I did it to retain moisture in what I thought was like not cool. So I separated the sphagnum moss so you can just see how much I actually put in here. And I'm still pulling it out because I'm going to save this soil for something else. But I'm not going to, and today I want to use the mollies since I bought it. And this is my first chance, really having a chance to put a plant in 100% of that molly's soil. So I'm going to put it in there. So what did I learn? Maybe because also when I pulled this out, so much of it was directly like stuck to the roots. And so it was just retaining so much moisture. And then my pot, which I made, which has a bunch, look at all those holes I put in there for drainage. Okay, because I didn't want to hold moisture. It has so much algae. It didn't have a cover pot, but it has so much algae on it. So in it. So, obviously that algae is an indication that it was holding a lot of moisture. And I am thinking that it was all of this sphagnum moss in there that was holding all that moisture. So, so now we're going to replant using just this molly stuff. For sucking up moisture and all that stuff. So I may have to water it more. So it's changing a lot of things today. So we're going to do that. And then, I'm looking at the mollies. I just want to compare it to what we got here. My original soil mix does not look that bad. So 100% mollies, so we can see what happens with the mollies. Well, I'm not doing a wick. And for all the screw up I did with this Birkin, I see so much new growth. I'll put a little bit more in there. And again, my roots didn't look horrible at all. I didn't cut any of the roots away. Nobody's soft and rotting. And I had let this Birkin dry a lot before the repotting because I was so concerned about the edema on the leaves. So wish me luck. And my Birkin still has great variegation. So this is our first plant in 100% Molly soil. And let's see where this gets us in the next few months. So I will update probably with a short. I haven't seen any of the green part that comes up. Birkins were so beautiful and they had all the green and the variegation. And it was so beautiful. And I almost bought it, but I was like, I need to just figure out what's happening. Okay, Birkin done. Yay.